All right, guys, I want to start off by letting you know this is the third time I'm doing this, so hopefully this time it works. We are talking about I and me today, only those two pronouns. I is a subject pronoun, me is an object pronoun. Now, as a refresher, here is what that means. I is used as the subject or after a linking verb. Remember, sometimes our subjects can be at the end of the sentence if there's a linking verb. So you would say, I ride the bus. In this case, I am the subject of this sentence. I am the one doing the thing, which is riding the bus. The first passenger was I. Was is a linking verb. You could also flip this sentence around and say, I was the first passenger, if that helps you to make more sense of it. Me is used as an object pronoun, which means it only comes after an action verb. So this one might be easier for you. If you're looking at a sentence and you're like, yes, there is an action verb, that person is doing something, then you would use me if it comes after it. If you're looking at a sentence and you're like, I don't see an action verb anywhere, you might have a linking verb. So look at it very carefully. So Leo is sitting with me. Is sitting is a verb phrase. You have a helping verb and an action verb. So we would use me, not I. The bus driver told me to sit down. The bus driver is telling something. That's an action verb, telling me. So we would say me, not I. Now, when you use I or me with other nouns or pronouns, you always put yourself last or second in the group. But sometimes it can be hard to determine if you should use I or me. So if you get stuck, a trick you can do is you can look at the sentence. Let's do this one, for example. Mr. McCann and I teach fifth grade. If you're stuck, if you were given an option, let's say, of Mr. McCann and I or Mr. McCann and me, and you're like, they both kind of sound right. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if that's the subject or if it's an object pronoun. You can take out the other noun or pronoun that is being used with I or me and say the sentence that way. So, for example, if you took out Mr. McCann and, would it be I teach fifth grade or me teach fifth grade? When you take out the Mr. McCann and part, it becomes much easier to see you are going to use I because we don't say me teach fifth grade. That sounds like a caveman. We are not cavemen. So you can do that as a way to help if you get stuck. Now, you obviously can't like take it out like I did, but you can, cover it up with your hand, or you can just kind of visually take that part out of the sentence. And sometimes that can help. So you could say, instead of saying Mr. McCann taught Sally and me in fourth grade, if you were not sure, you could say Mr. McCann taught I or Mr. McCann taught me. And it makes it a little bit easier to determine if you get stuck. Now, here are some ones that you can do to kind of review. Your work is going to be a digital worksheet on Google Classroom that will be posted with this. It looks like this. It says highlight in yellow the correct option from parentheses. So I did an example here. Eva and I, or I and Eva, washed Dad's car. Now I highlighted Eva and I because this is the correct way. You always put yourself, I, second or last in the pairing. You're going to go through these 10 and you're going to click on and highlight whichever pair is right, the in yellow, the one. So up here, this is the highlighter, and make sure it's yellow just because it's the easiest one to see. Sometimes you guys like to highlight in dark colors and then I can't see what is happening. So just pick yellow for all of them. Highlight the correct option out of the two in parentheses. And then when you are done, you will just go back to Google Classroom and you will hit the button that is up in this area that says turn in. You have to actually turn it in. Okay, do not email it to me. Some of you are emailing it to me. You need to get into the habit of turning it in on Google Classroom. If you just share it with me, it will say that it's missing on Google Classroom. And if you email it to me, I will kindly ask you to submit it to Google Classroom. Okay, and then I will look at it and send it back to you. When I send stuff back to you, it's just like getting your papers back in your Monday folder. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, this should be pretty much a review. And I cannot wait to see how you guys do. Bye.